What is going on, everybody? Welcome back. MTG here with another episode. If you're new to the channel, hi there. Today, I want to talk about this right here, the OnePlus 7 Pro, and if it's worth it in 2022, and 3 reasons why you should pick up the OnePlus 7 Pro. Now, do keep in mind the OnePlus 7 Pro did come out in 2019, in about May of 2019. So it's been nearly 3 years at the time of this recording. And this is just my opinion, but I think this is probably OnePlus's best smartphone that they've ever made, hands down. Like I said, that's my opinion. You may have your own different opinion. That's okay. That's what makes us all unique. But let's dive right in and talk about 3 reasons why you should pick up the OnePlus 7 Pro in 2022. Okay, so first things first is going to be this display. And for me, the most important thing on a smartphone is the display. I mean, it's the thing that we look at the most, the front of the phone. It's going to be that display. Now, I bought this when it first came out in 2019, about June of 2019, and it had a 90 hertz. It still has a 90 hertz display, but it has a 90 hertz Quad HD AMOLED display. And during that time of 2019, having a high refresh rate was just coming out on devices. So this 90 hertz refresh rate switching from 60 to 90, it was a huge thing. And I still to this day, I absolutely I love using the OnePlus 7 Pro and its display. Now with its curved OLED, I did get some accidental touches here and there. Not as drastic as older Samsung devices, but it was still there. Some do not like the curved OLED on the OnePlus 7 Pro. I really do like it. It gives this more futuristic look, and you can tell it's a full display right here. The camera is actually a pop out, so if we just go like that, you can actually hear it too. That's actually pretty cool, and I kind of wish OnePlus stuck with that, because with their 8 Pro and their 9 Pro, they went to a hole punch display. And I personally think that's just a downgrade. That's just me. But display has been amazing. Colors are vibrant and clear. And this 90 hertz during that time especially was a huge game changer. Even in 2022 now, when we're seeing devices with 120 hertz, for this 90 hertz, it's still really good. I mean, this phone was ahead of its time when it was released back in 2019. Now, guys, having a big phone with a large screen means it's also better for obviously watching content and playing games. Well, at least for me. And I talked about that, curved display. That's okay. I mean, I got used to it. At this point, once you start using the phone, you do get used to it. Now, with this Quad HD display, not many can tell the difference between Full HD and Quad HD. Now, it is a plus having a Quad HD resolution display, but even if this was Full HD, I'd still be perfectly fine with that. But with colors being vibrant and sharp, literally watching videos on here, you cannot go wrong. You cannot go wrong when you're watching videos. You'll enjoy every single second of you watching your videos. So I mean, let's just pull up a video of, I don't know, how I bought and paid off my Galaxy Z Flip 3. So
what is going on, everybody? Welcome back. MTG here with another episode. If you're new to the channel, hi there. Today I want to talk about the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 3
and the speakers. The speakers do get quite loud as well too. So whether you're watching, and I play Call of Duty Mobile like crazy on this, so you're going to enjoy that display too. But I've been making content on this device, the OnePlus 7 Pro, since its initial release in 2019. It's definitely a go. Okay, number 2 is actually going to be the price. The price of this device is just amazing. Now, when it came out in 2019, it was priced at $669, and I bought this at student discount, and this is the 12 gig model with 256 gigs of storage, and with the student discount and with tax, it came to around like $715 so I think that was a steal. And 3 years later, if you go ahead, and I'll leave links in the description down below, but if you go ahead on like Amazon, you can find like a renewed OnePlus 7 Pro with 8 gigs of RAM, 256 gigs for like $340. You might come across maybe 12 gigs and 256 storage for a little bit more. But really, you can find these for $299, $320, $314. And when you compare it to its, competitors, I think we're at a time where we're just not seeing huge leaps year by year. I mean, this has a Snapdragon 855, and that's going to be reason number 3. And I'm going to talk about that after, but we're just not seeing really huge leaps in overall, design physically and, software, the internals of phones, in my opinion. I mean, you can use this phone, a Snapdragon 855, 12 gigs of RAM, 256 gigs of storage. That's still, standard today. Even in 2020 terms, that's heading into 2022. It's still standard, 12 gigs of RAM, 256 gigs of storage. So for $300, 320, 340, those types of specs is a steal for the OnePlus 7 Pro. And that brings me to reason number 3, and that is just the specs of this device. That's right. From, battery to the internals like the Snapdragon 855 to its 12 gigs of RAM to its 256 gigs of storage to its triple camera setup. Obviously not the best camera setup or not just the best camera performance out on the market. Still a decent job for what you get and for what you pay. But this OnePlus 7 Pro was, I feel like, ahead of its time. Just look at the futuristic display, just having a full on display. You don't have any camera cutout, no hole punch, no notch, nothing like that. It has that mechanical camera pop-up, and I think that that was super cool. I kind of wish they kept it with the OnePlus 8 Pro and the 9 Pro and the upcoming 10 Pro. Obviously that's not a thing anymore, but like I said, I feel like we've come to a time where we don't, a Snapdragon 8 or Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 is, yes, it's going to be much more powerful than Snapdragon 855, but in day-to-day use, are we going to see, is the daily, average consumer going to need that, sort of power when they can still continue to use the OnePlus 7 Pro in 2022? Most likely not. I mean, if I were, probably not reviewing tech, then I'd still be rocking the OnePlus 7 Pro. I was absolutely, fine with this, absolutely happy with using this device. This is probably, if not one of my most favorite phones that I personally used for my own. I absolutely love this. Each phone that I bought, I bought with really wanting that phone, and this was definitely one of them. But with these specs in here, 12 gigs of RAM, I've had no hiccups here or there at all. 256 gigs of storage was perfectly fine. Like I said, that display was awesome for media consumption, watching YouTube videos, playing Call of Duty, playing mobile games, and also its battery. At the time, 4,000 milliamp hours, 2019 was pretty good. And this lasted me all day. This device lasted me all day. Granted, 3 years down, it doesn't last as long, but throughout a heavy usage, it's still going to bring me towards the end of the evening in which I'm going to have to charge it. And it does have, a 30 watt fast charger. Nothing like the 65 watt charge that we get with like OnePlus devices nowadays, but it's still, nonetheless, it's still pretty fast. I mean, sometimes we see devices that are released, even in 2022, we'll see devices released with like 15 watt, 20 watt of charging speed. So with this, I feel like at the time, it was ahead of its time. And I feel like many phones now are just catching up to what the OnePlus 7 Pro offered. I mean, you rock this phone in 2022 and you won't have any issue whatsoever, from its battery life to its just core performance, to really everything about this. I think this is a futuristic phone. Put this next to something like the Pixel 6 Pro, and I'm going to say that this is going to be a more futuristic phone. I mean, I'm not talking about the Z Flip 3. I'm not talking about foldable. I'm talking about like just a normal slab of glass. This feels more futuristic. But that's really, those are the 3 reasons why you should, in my opinion, pick up and use the OnePlus 7 Pro in 2022. If you have any other, suggestions or reasons of why you should use this device in 2022, let me know in the comments down below. But that's really been it. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Be sure to, subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned. Be sure to Superman the like button, comment down below, and best of all, share this video because it really does help out the channel a lot and will help push my content out to more people. And also, 2022 is going to be a great year, hopefully, for the channel. Going to be putting a lot of extra work. You're going to see a lot of content coming really soon. So stay tuned. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode. Anyway, everybody, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, be sure to Superman that like button, comment down below, because with the more interactions we get on this video, not only helps the video and the channel, but also pushes the video out to more viewers. And best of all, Superman that subscribe button. Until next time, everybody, and until next video, this is MTG.